Welcome to Griffin's Gaming Guide. This time we're going after the Gran Turismo 7 International A Licence. Now, the International A Licence can only be acquired once you've got the National B, National A and International B licences, so you're pretty much going to know what to expect here, except the difficulty's been ramped up significantly. And if this guide helps you out, maybe click subscribe. Licence IA1 will take you around a racing line expert, and for this one you need to keep to the left and brake heavily around the 75 metre mark and steer the car towards the corner marker on the inside of the corner. This corner marker is your point to release the brake and reapply full throttle. Accelerate until the next corner marker, point and tap the brakes followed by a small amount of lift and coast before full throttle again, steering around the final corner to accelerate over the finishing line. And in order to get the gold, you need to do this in less than 18 seconds. Licence IA2 will take you around consecutive corners expert 1. You need to steer to the left and then apply heavy braking at the point where the walls at the side of the track drop down in size. Keep braking and steer right towards the corner, letting go of the brakes only when you meet the corner marker indicator. Now pump the throttle to only apply about 25 to 50% throttle and keep right to the inside lane as you take the next two right-handers. Apply full throttle between the last right-hander and the final left-hand corner, then accelerate over the finishing line. And in order to get the gold, you need to do this in less than 25.4 seconds. Licence IA3 will take you around dirt driving expert. Steer immediately left and take the jump as tight to the left side as you can. Now brake heavily just after the first white advertising board on the right side of the track. Keep braking and steer into the apex of the corner. At the apex, pump the throttle to navigate the two parts of the corner, then full throttle down to the next straight. Brake heavily just after the pickup truck on the left hand side and steer tight around the left corner, followed by pumping the throttle around the right corner. Finally, accelerate while steering left for this last corner with just a lift of the throttle as you reach the tree on the inside and accelerate over the finishing line. And in order to get the gold, you need to do this in less than 34.2 seconds. Licence IA4 will be consecutive corners expert 2. Keep to the right and brake heavily at 131 miles an hour or 210 kilometers an hour and keep to the right. Keep braking until the corner marker indicator and at this point release the brakes and coast while steering left. Once through the apex, steer to the right for the next corner, braking when the corner marker on the left is just about to leave your shot. Now brake until the yellow inside of the corner and coast before applying full throttle once the track straightens out. Keep to the right, then turn into the left corner, taking as much curb as you can. Brake slightly as the corner marker to the left before turning right and applying full throttle to the finishing line. And in order to get the gold, you need to do this in less than 34.7 seconds. Licence IA5 will take you around consecutive corners expert 3. From the start of the test, keep to the left and brake slightly at the second corner marker you encounter. Apply full throttle again before you actually take the right hand corner. Keep at full throttle and take the next two left-handers as tight as possible. Pump the throttle on and off to get around the right-hander and position the car to the right for the final major corner. Then brake moderately at the second red marker to the side of the track, and once you have cleared the corner, apply full throttle. Now straight line the chicane that ends the test as much as possible to then cross the finishing line. And in order to get the gold, you need to do this in less than 28.2 seconds. Licence IA6 will take you around corners with elevation changes too. From the start of the test, steer slightly to the left and brake heavily just after the number 4 board on the right hand side of the track. Keep braking and steer to the right, then immediately steer to the left, releasing the brake and pump the throttle at the apex of the corner until you navigate the downhill section. Apply full throttle and keep to the left, braking heavily just before you reach the big tree on the left. Steer into the corner and release the brake at the corner marker before immediately reapplying full throttle to cross the finishing line. And in order to get the gold, you need to do this in less than 20.4 seconds. Licence IA7 will take you around cornering in the wet expert. Keep to the middle of the track and brake moderately at the corner marker to the left, then steer the corner and reapply full throttle once the apex has been cleared. Follow the corner markers through the next left-hander, still at full throttle, then steer left and brake heavily just before you pass the tree on the left-hand side. Keep braking all the way into the corner and then pump the throttle whilst you go round the corner before applying full throttle at the corner marker indicator to accelerate over the finishing line. And in order to get the gold, you need to do this in less than 29.6 seconds. License IA8 will take you around tricky consecutive corners 1. Immediately from the start, steer right and cut the corner as much as you dare, followed by steering towards the left corner just up ahead. Brake heavily at the corner marker indicator and steer the car into the middle of the track to give yourself a better angle for the next corner. Then, while still braking, steer towards the next corner, releasing the brake at the apex, then pump the throttle to increase speed whilst trying to straight line the right and left corners. Apply full throttle and steer to the right, then brake slightly and release the throttle to keep a tight line around the corner before reapplying full throttle to cross the finishing line. And in order to get the gold, you need to do this in less than 23.4 seconds. For license IA9, which will take you around tricky consecutive corners 2, from the start, steer to the left and cut the corner as much as you dare, followed by lifting off the throttle slightly and turn the car towards the right corner, cutting that as much as you can. Now apply full throttle for a small amount of time before braking about 30 metres before the next corner. Hug the inside line as much as you can and only apply full throttle once you're round the corner and headed into the tunnel. Keep to the left of the track and brake heavily upon exiting the tunnel and keep to the inside line as much as you can. Keep accelerating and straight line the chicane as much as possible, applying moderate braking as you near the corner marker for the left corner, then reapply the throttle and steer to the right of the track. Keep at full throttle and apply the brakes moderate to heavy in the middle of the light grey tarmac. Finally, steer the final corner and apply full throttle to cross the finishing line. And to get the gold, you need to do this in less than 39.2 seconds. License IA10 will take you around tricky consecutive corners. Steer to the right just after the start to cut the corner and release the throttle for a fraction to stop the car becoming too unstable, unlike what I did. Now at the main right-in on the track, brake heavily and steer through the left and right corner, keeping the throttle on as much as possible. Keep to the middle of the track and brake slightly just before the corner marker indicator, keeping a tight inside line and applying full throttle. Straight line the next left and right corners before applying moderate braking at the corner marker indicator. Pump on and off the throttle, cutting a right corner as much as you can, apply full throttle and steer to the left, then brake heavily just before the last of the blue PlayStation signs before steering into the corner. Apply full throttle when you can, keeping to the right side on the slightly downhill section, and keep right and brake heavily as you see some big right-in on the right side of the track. Apply very light throttle around the corner and keep left braking moderately just before the corner marker. Steer the corner as tight as you can before letting the car go back to the left and apply full throttle as soon as you can. Brake moderately before the white, red and blue advertising board, keeping as tight a line around the corner as possible. Finally, let the car drift wide and apply full throttle over the finishing line. And to get the gold, you need to do this in less than 57.9 seconds. And with IA10 completed, that will then earn you your International A licence in Gran Turismo 7. I do hope that these 10 licence test guides have helped you out. If they have, please press the like button. Let me know down in the comment what your favourite or least favourite of the 10 licence tests were. Then once you're down there, you're going to find a little red button that says subscribe. Give it a click, then press the notification bell next to it. That way you won't miss out on any of our future uploads. You guys look after yourselves, and we look forward to seeing you back here at Griffin's Gaming Guides.